I went to medical school just as World War II started. But I was at Women's Medical College in Philadelphia, which was the only medical school for women in the country. And their theme was that, okay, women are in this school, but when you get out in the world, it's going to be harder for you than it is for any of the men.
Sure.
So we're going to make it really tough for you. And for me, even that was difficult because the whole theme during the war, of course, everything was to kill and fight and get rid of pain and get rid of diseases. And that's what medicine, allopathic medicine, and other forms of medicine too, has still found to be its core reason for being, is killing and getting rid of disease and pain. And that's not what I saw my parents doing. Anyway, when I did get out of medical school and I started an internship in Deaconess Hospital in Cincinnati, which had never had a woman doctor before.
Wow.
And so when I got there for my night, when I was going to be on call all night, they had no place for me to stay. So I got the x-ray table with a blanket and a pillow, and the rest of my time there, that was my home.
Wow.
Until another woman doctor came in. But even within the world of medicine where we were accepted, we weren't accepted.
And so not only going down the path of becoming a doctor, but then you're going off the trail again by taking this holistic approach to medicine. Was that from the beginning for you, or were you first starting to kind of go the well-worn path of this is what a doctor does? Where did that sort of separation happen for you?
Well, after I finished my internship at Deaconess Hospital, Bill and I,
Wow.
we started our practice in a little waterfront town in Ohio called Wellsville, right on the banks of the Ohio River, and it was where Bill grew up. And for the first 2 years, people just really did not want to accept me as a physician. I remember one woman, she was in her mid-70s. I got a call, and I went to see her, and she obviously had an appendicitis, and I said to her, this is what it is, and I'll call the hospital and set up the surgical procedures, and we'll take care of it. And she started off and she lit into me and she said, "You stupid woman, go home to your babies and let me," all this.
Yeah.
So she gave me this whole spiel. And so I had to call my husband and say, "Bill, come up here." He came up, did the same thing that I had said to her, got her in the hospital and got her appendix out. They didn't think I had the capacity or whatever.
Yeah.
But then after a while, they realized that, and we were there for 9 years. And by the time we left, Bill had been called back into the service. And so I was really about the only person there who could make house calls and do things. So then I was I couldn't get away from the patients.
Yeah.
They'd approach me all over the place. And even when my kids got the mumps and I got the mumps, and I ended up with mumps and nephritis in the hospital and I was really sick, they'd either come up the back stairs and sneak into my room to ask me a question or yell out the window.
Wow.
Until my friends, colleagues there, took me to their home and connected the IV to their curtain rod so that I could have some peace. But it was either one extreme or the other. You had to keep going.